Let us now get into section number 3 of PRINCE2 Foundation training. In this, we will look into tailoring and adopting PRINCE2. Tailoring and adopting PRINCE2. PRINCE2 for a project should be tailored or adapted to suit the project and its environment. Adaptation means adjusting PRINCE2. The maximum control with the minimum bureaucracy so that everything is in control, but the team isn't overburdened. The PRINCE2 method itself may be tailored or adopted. For the organization, the adopted method will provide project tailoring guidelines. So we have two keywords here, adapted and adopted. Adapting means using PRINCE2 as suited to a specific project. Adopted means modifying PRINCE2 so that it can be used by the organization for various projects. However, that adopted PRINCE2 will have to be used for specific projects by adapting it or adjusting it or tailoring it for specific projects. So adoption is at a method level for the organization, whereas adaptation is at a project level for specific projects. An adopted method needs to be embedded into an organization's work practices. This can take time. Think about bringing PRINCE2 into an organization who have never used PRINCE2. It may take some time for the people in that organization to understand and start practicing PRINCE2 properly and effectively. Therefore, embedding is more a medium-term or long-term exercise. There may be people who are resistant or do not like to use PRINCE2. Therefore, embedding requires more changes in an organization. It requires organizational change in attitudes, beliefs, behaviors, and cultures of the organization. Note that adopting and embedding PRINCE2 is covered in Chapter 21 of the manual, Considerations for Organization Adaptation, and is not part of the exam syllabus. So what we have to know for the exam is the meaning of adapt, adopt, and embed, and how to tailor a PRINCE2 project. And afterwards, we will learn a little bit about tailoring the themes and tailoring the processes. And for the practitioner syllabus, there is more about tailoring in the separate practitioner course. Tailoring should add value, therefore too much tailoring should be avoided. Tailoring should not become a burden for the project members by demanding too many documents or too many controls, because it's been observed that too many controls makes people to bypass those controls. Whenever tailoring an element of PRINCE2, its impact on other elements should also be checked. Changing one thing can impact something else. Tailoring should not increase project risk and should be based on constraints and influences on the project. Tailoring should be sufficient so that the risks are in control. Lack of tailoring or lack of sufficient tailoring may increase the risks of a project. For example, if certain documents are not created or not approved properly, it can create risks in a project. Having an improper project plan may create a risk in a project. Tailoring is done by the project manager in consultation with project stakeholders, particularly project assurance, and documented in the project initiation document or documentation, the PID that is, the PID. Tailoring is approved by the project board. So the project manager creates the tailoring description in consultation with stakeholders and gives it to the project board for approval. Tailoring should be as per the policies and procedures of the commissioning organization, the project organization that is. It could be the customer, an external customer or an internal customer, program management, portfolio management, or executive level in the organization.